What's up YouTube? My name is Caden and you're watching Gas at Garage. And in today's video, we're going to be going over all of the machines here and replacing some parts and fixing some things on them so we can get ready to go to Mini Mayhem Fall 2025 with cars and cameras up at Busco Beach ATV Park. We do this twice a year and I love it every single time. But before we go, we have quite a lot to fix on all of the machines here. So enjoy the video. All right, guys, so it's getting close to being Mini Mayhem time again. This event comes around twice a year, and in the weeks leading up to it, I usually have quite a bit of work to do on all of the machines to get them up and running and ready to go for that event. But luckily this year, there's not a ton to do. It's just a lot of little things, so it should go pretty quickly. The red go-kart right here, I just got it running. Be sure to go check that video out, by the way. It's really cool. This go-kart absolutely rips. On this seat right here, I do need to replace it because this thing is kind of a piece of junk and it's not even bolted down right here. So I'm going to be getting a racing bucket seat like you would see in a racing go-kart, which I'll be picking up here in a few days. And then I also got a new kill switch for this thing to run from here to like right here so I can reach it better. Now, my brother's mini bike right here doesn't need a whole lot. It just needs the chain tightened up and the carburetor replaced because it's not running right. And I have already tried cleaning the carburetor out, adjusting the jets on it, and I still just can't get it to run properly. It's running super rich off choke when you give it gas. It idles and starts fine, but as soon as you give it gas, it just starts sputtering, and I cannot figure out why. So I just bought a new carburetor for 20 bucks on Amazon. Now the Motovox right here, it just really needs some more bolts in the rear sprocket right there because a few are missing. And then I also need to adjust the brakes on it. Now my brother's go-kart right here, really all it needs is just some PB blaster and a new pull starter right there, which I did order on eBay. And I may clean the carburetor on this engine. We'll see, but I think I definitely do need to clean the air filter on it because it is pretty dirty. And then I need to clean the CVT and probably lube up all of the bearings and chain and joints on this thing. Now my drag bike right here, I don't think I'm gonna bring this to Mini Mayhem this time just because it's so big and heavy and it usually just barely fits in the trailer with all the other machines. And I really only use it on the drag strip because it's too fast and powerful for being a trail bike. So it's really only good for the drag strip. Now I am selling this thing currently. I'm still trying to. So if you live in the North Georgia area and you're interested in buying this thing, I've got it listed for 1,500 bucks on Marketplace, and I'll put a link in the description for that if you want to go check it out. Now the pit bike is currently missing an engine right now because the old 70cc engine that was on there, the transmission on it blew up and completely died on me at the last Mini Mayhem. Go check that video out right here. But long story short, I removed the engine and ended up getting rid of it because it was absolute trash. And I bought a 140cc engine for this thing, which I will be installing in a separate video. Now the DS650 right here is pretty much ready to go, other than the fact that it does need a new oil filter right here. So I ordered a new one on eBay and I'll be replacing that because when I changed the oil in the last video that I did on this thing, I completely forgot about the oil filter. So I will be replacing that in this video. And then I'll probably throw some new spark plugs in it as well. So that's pretty much it on this thing, and I'll probably just throw some PB Blaster on all the joints to lube everything up on it. Now, the Yerf dog right here is basically ready to go, other than it just needs a new brake master cylinder right here, because it is rubbing on the axle, and that caused it to crack and leak out all the brake fluid, causing me to completely lose brakes on this thing. So I'll probably just re-drill the holes and mount the new one that I bought a little bit further up so that doesn't happen again. And then obviously fill it with brake fluid, bleed the brakes, and we'll be good there. And then I also probably need to clean out the air filter underneath here, because I don't know if you can see it, but it's very, very dirty and kind of caked in mud. And then just like everything else, I'll probably just throw some PB Blaster on all the chains, bearings, and suspension pivots on this thing to get it nice and lubricated and smooth. And then after Mini Mayhem, I'll probably replace the chains because they're pretty bad. But for right now, let's go ahead and get started on the little red go-kart. All right, guys, so I know I've been talking a lot, but we're gonna go ahead and get to work now. I got this seat from a friend. Shout out to Todd. Thank you so much for that seat. It's gonna be a really great addition to this go-kart. But first, I'm going to add this kill switch right here, so I can run it from here over to here, and it'll just make it a little bit easier to reach for both ease of use and safety in case I need to turn this engine off in an emergency, like if the throttle sticks or something. So let's go ahead and do this, and then I'll make some mounts for the seat. All right, guys, so now that the seat and kill switch are done on the red go-kart, let's go ahead and do the two mini bikes right here. All right, guys, so I just got these two mini bikes done. I replaced the carburetor on this one, and I tried to start it and it wouldn't run right and it would die when I gave it gas, but I forgot that I had to put the larger carburetor main jet in there since this is a stage 1 upgraded engine. And I just tested it out real quick and it runs great. This mini bike, all I had to do was just adjust the brake caliper right there, and now the brakes work fine. And I was looking more at this, and there's 4 bolts in here that are like really tight, and I don't think I need to add any more because this sprocket is not going anywhere. And this chain tension is a little loose, but I think it'll be okay. Plus, I don't really think there's any more room to either move the engine forward or move the tire backward, but I think that'll be okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to replace this rim over here on this tire because this one got super cracked and I had to weld it in multiple spots. So I'm going to replace it with this rim. And then I also have a new pull starter to throw on there. And then I will probably lube everything up, try and clean it a little bit, and probably clean the air filter on this go-kart. So let's go ahead and do that next. All right, guys, so I just got all the joints lubed up on this thing. I got that rim replaced, and I washed out the air filter, and it's sitting right there drying in the sun right now. It's probably going to take a few hours for it to dry because it's a paper filter, but it should be fine. Now this pull starter right here, it is the right pull starter, but for some reason, when I try and put it on, the centerpiece right here is not fitting inside of this starter cup, which is weird because this is the right thing or pull starter for this engine. So I'm not really sure what to do here other than trying to grind these out and then cut a couple of little holes so the little tabs that come out there can actually grab this and spin the engine over. And if that doesn't work, we can probably just get an electric start for this thing because on the back side here, it does have this right here, which I can take off and put an electric start on it. The only thing I'd have to figure out is if it has a ring gear on the flywheel, which I seriously hope it does, because it would be really bad if it didn't. And then if it didn't, I could always try and mount a large pulley on here just to wrap the rope around and just pull the engine over like that. It would essentially be like about that size pulley on there. It just wouldn't have the recoil, so you could just pull it multiple times without having to rewrap it. But I'll figure that out, and I'll probably end up doing that off camera just because it's going to take a while and it's probably going to be kind of boring to watch. So let's go ahead and move on to the Yerf dog, which is sitting outside. I have the new brake master cylinder for it, and I'm gonna have to re-drill the holes on the mounts to move it up a little bit so the axle doesn't hit the bottom of it right there and destroy it again. And then I'll fill it up, bleed the brakes, and we'll have brakes again. And then also I'm gonna just lube everything up on it and also probably clean the air filter. In fact, let's go ahead and just clean the air filter first, since that's easy and it's still sunny out so it can dry. right, guys, so I just got this new master cylinder put in. I actually had to re-drill the holes in the mounting plate and not the red bar that it mounts to right there, just because I can't really get a drill in there. So I figured it was easier just to drill out the holes, drill new holes on that mounting plate. But I was able to get it mounted, so now all I have left on this thing is just bleeding the brakes, which does take a while, so I'm not going to film it. Plus, you're just pumping a pedal and opening the valve. It's kind of boring, so I'm just not going to film that. But next, let's go over here to the DS650 under this tarp and replace the oil filter that I just got from eBay. Alright guys, so I just changed the oil filter on my DS650 here, and you could probably see it in the video, or in the time lapse that is. There was no oil filter in here when I pulled this cover off right here, which is kind of concerning, and it may be one of the reasons why my engine oil light keeps coming on the dash on this thing, because either it was messing with the oil pressure, or it was just not getting properly filtered, obviously. So that probably was a contributing factor as to why my oil light kept coming on. And yes, I know that the oil is milky on this thing, and it most likely means that this thing has a blown head gasket. So I will probably be doing a top end rebuild on this pretty soon. But for right now, let's go ahead and build a gas tank mount on the red go-kart, because I forgot to do that earlier. So I would mount this gas tank right here, but this tab that the gas tank would normally mount on is actually completely broken off, because when I initially did a test start on this engine, I only had the gas tank mounted by just that one bolt, and the extreme vibrations actually cracked it right there. Luckily, there's no hole in the case, so I can still run this engine with no issues. And I thought about JB welding it, but I really don't want to mount the gas tank on top of this, because an engine without a gas tank on top makes it just look a little bit more like a race engine, because this is a stage 3 build on this thing. So I want it to kind of stand out a little bit. And plus, it'd be kind of hard to get the proper gravity feed from this spot right here down to the carburetor, because it's only like maybe a 1/2 inch drop. So I want to mount the gas tank right here, but kind of lift it up a little bit like that, so it can properly gravity feed into this carburetor. So what I'm thinking is I'll just weld some tabs onto this rail right here, and then maybe some kind of support coming off the engine in some way, to be able to mount it. So let's go ahead and start figuring out how this is going to work and put it together. Alright, so now that the gas tank is nice and solid on this thing, everything is basically done. I got the brakes bled on the Yerf Dog off camera. I fixed the pull starter on this thing. I just had to modify it a little bit, but I got the pull starter on. But now that everything's done, we can start loading everything up onto the big trailer that we're taking up to Mini Mayhem. But first, I need to get the Yerf Dog unloaded off of my trailer right here, so we can put it onto the big trailer. So I'm gonna go grab the 4Runner real quick and hook this thing up, pull it out, and then get the earth dog off of this thing so I can actually load it up in the bigger trailer. All right, guys, now that the earth dog is unloaded, we have the trailer up there. So let's go ahead and get the DS650 in first, and then we can go get all the other machines in the garage into the trailer. And I'm just gonna film one big long time lapse of us loading up the trailer. All right, guys, so unfortunately, my phone actually died about halfway through filming, getting all the tools and stuff, so you didn't see that, but I basically just got my entire collection of tools rolled up in a tool roll along with WD-40, PB Blaster, brake clean, extra oil. I got a jump pack. I've got all my ratchet set and socket set. I've got screwdrivers, pliers, vice grips, basically everything you could possibly need. I'm also bringing drills, the grinder, the welder, and all that good stuff. But we are completely loaded up in the trailer up there. And we are leaving for Mini Mayhem in the morning, very early. So I'm actually gonna end this video here, because I will be making a Mini Mayhem video that I will start at Mini Mayhem. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I will see you in either the next video or the video after, depending on how long it takes me to edit it, at Mini Mayhem. So I will see you there. Thanks for watching.